Good morning everyone. Good morning. Please, please join so that we can start our class. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. How many lectures? Pratibha, I think you are also there in that batch, right? How many lectures for disaster management? I hope इस क्लास में प्रॉब्लम ना हो. कौन सी प्रॉब्लम संदीप? Which problem? Which problem you are facing? Good morning everyone. Good morning. So we will be starting with disaster management today. हाँ, एनवायरमेंट इकोलॉजी वाला प्रॉब्लम. अच्छा, ऑफलाइन एंड ऑनलाइन वाला प्रॉब्लम आप बोल रहे हो. सो यहाँ पे सिर्फ ऑनलाइन है, यहाँ पे ऑफलाइन ऑफलाइन नहीं है. नमस्ते, नमस्कारम, प्रणाम. Yes, yes, yes. Your chats are visible to me, Megha. हाँ, yes, श्रेया, that is true. Back to back मैं ही लूँगा क्लासेस. भी 8 9 10 दिन यही चलेगा. कितने लेक्चर्स लेंगे पहले ही बता दीजिए. आई थिंक यू मस्ट हैव गॉट द प्लानर, राइट? प्लानर मिला होगा आपको. राइट, प्लानर मिला होगा. सो प्लानर में 9 क्लासेस है. मे बी एक एक एक्स्ट्रा क्लास लग जाए, बट 9 क्लासेस में विल ट्राई टू मेक श्योर दैट वी विल बी एबल टू कंप्लीट दिस सब्जेक्ट. फाइन. So we will be starting with disaster management. I hope this is visible to you. ब्रेक नहीं होगा, ब्रेक नहीं होगा. ठीक है. So what we are going to start today? We are going to start disaster management. Disaster management. वी आर गोइंग टू स्टार्ट डिजास्टर मैनेजमेंट. ठीक है. बहुत छोटा टॉपिक है, राइट? इट्स वेरी स्मॉल टॉपिक, राइट? ओनली लेट्स से, एंड क्वेश्चंस आर ओनली देयर इन मेंस. Questions from this particular topic are only there in mains. They do not ask questions from prelims examination, right? Only mains related topic this is. Fine. And in mains also, weightage is very less. Weightage is around 25 marks, approximately 25 marks, right? Why approximately? Because sometimes they ask only one question, sometimes two questions are asked. If two questions are asked, then weightage would be 25. Otherwise, let's say 15 marks, 10 marks would be the weightage. So 25 marks में कैसे होता है? One question for 10 marks and one question for 15 marks. Fine. So very small topic it is, and that's why we'll be able to complete in 8 to 9 or 10 classes max. ठीक है. ठीक है. Kumar, you'll get things will be sorted. See, you should not let's say take stand immediately. Try to make sure that try to allow that subject to be completed, right? Once the subject is completed, then you can take the stand ki okay, was it good or not. ठीक है. So complete होने दीजिए and then you can take the stand. Fine. नहीं, ब्रेक नहीं होगा. सो लेट स्टार्ट विथ आवर डिस्कशन. सो सी, let me tell you one thing about this particular subject. It is it is very informative subject. It is very informative subject. Why I'm saying that? Why I'm saying that it is informative subject? Because if you go through previous year questions and even the notes that let's say you must have got, or let's say आपने किसी notes को scan किया है या कोई let's say topics देखे हैं about disaster management, you'll find that it is more about the causes, effects of different disasters, and it is also about the steps taken. What are the steps that have been taken by the government, and probable initiatives. What other initiatives can be taken by the government in order to manage those disasters, right? So if you see these things, concept is only involved in this, and this is very small part. Concepts are only involved in causes and effects, and they're very small. But most of the focus of our discussion would be on steps taken. What are the steps that have been taken by the government, right? For example, it may be the case that some institute has been formed. It may be the case that some specific initiatives have been taken for, let's say, landslide management, for, let's say, drought management. So those initiatives we will have to discuss, and they are extremely informative, because let's say there is one strategy that is given by the government for landslide management. So we won't be able to, let's say, किसी एक स्टूडेंट का उस स्ट्रेटजी पे एक व्यू और किसी अदर स्टूडेंट का उस स्ट्रेटजी पे अदर व्यू नहीं हो सकता है. There are some parameters that have been given by the government, and we will have to stick to those parameters only, right? So the point that I want to say is that here hardly any concepts are involved. What we have to discuss more are the parts related to information, and that's why जनरली ऑफलाइन क्लास में कैसे होता है, ये इंफॉर्मेटिव पार्ट डिस्कस करने के लिए मुझे डिक्टेट करना पड़ता है. नाउ इन ऑनलाइन क्लासेस डिक्टेशन इज नॉट वेरी let's say worthwhile, and that's why what we will be doing, we will be discussing this particular subject based upon PDF, based upon PPTs, right? PPTs में discuss किया जाएगा ये subject, PPTs या PDF के फॉर्म में डिस्कस किया जाएगा, and those PDFs, PPTs you will be getting let's say after the class immediately. ठीक है? So informative subject है, and that's why we will have to discuss it based upon the PDF or PPT. आपको let's say ज़्यादा कुछ लिखने की ज़रूरत नहीं है, but still if you want to take running notes, if you want to let's say write down the things that are written by me on board, you can write, no problem. But otherwise most of the things would be there on the PPT itself. ठीक है? Good morning everyone. ठीक है? So steps taken mostly are in the form of information. Then probable initiatives. Probable initiatives में what we have to discuss generally, probable initiatives, what we have to discuss generally are the NDMA guidelines. What we have to discuss generally are the NDMA guidelines. NDMA, right? There is one authority at the national level that helps us manage disasters, and that authority is called as National Disaster Management Authority. Now, for this particular authority, National Disaster Management Authority, this authority has came up with different guidelines for the management of different disasters, right? 9 to 10 important disasters are there for which NDMA has given guidelines, right? These are guidelines. That means government should try to take those initiatives so that we will be able to manage the disasters in a better way, right? And that's why again, अगर मान लेते गवर्नमेंट ने यूपीएससी ने पूछा, write down the guidelines given by NDMA for the management of drought. Write down the guidelines given by NDMA for the management of droughts. Then in that case you will have to stick to the guidelines given by NDMA. आप आपके मन से या लेट्स से कहीं आपने पढ़ा होगा फॉर ड्रॉट मैनेजमेंट दिस कैन बी डन, यू वोंट बी एबल टू राइट दोज थिंग्स. आर यू गेटिंग माई पॉइंट? व्हाट आई वांट टू कन्वे, I want to convey is the fact that this subject is extremely informative, it is extremely objective subject. यहाँ पे आपके views का अगर पूछा है, explicitly पूछा है कि write down the let's say your views on the management of disasters, then you can incorporate your views. Otherwise the subject is extremely objective in nature. जो एनडीएमए की गाइडलाइंस है वो स्टूडेंट ए के लिए भी वही होगी, स्टूडेंट बी के लिए भी वही होगी. Fine. And generally in online classes it is better to, let's say, discuss these guidelines based upon the PDF or PPT, and that is what we are going to do in this particular session. Okay, fine. So that is what is the let's say point that I want to tell you, that this subject we will be discussing in the form of PPT or PDF. Fine. So first, now which subject we are starting? We are starting with disaster management. Disaster management, I hope you must be aware that it is a part of GS paper 3. Disaster management is a part of GS paper 3, and what they have given in the syllabus. If you go through the syllabus, सिर्फ दो चीजें, दो words, दो terms mention की है उन्होंने. First is disaster and second is disaster management. Now based upon these terms, it's very difficult to know कि क्या expectation है UPSC का इस topic से. And that's why let's also take note of the PYQs, right? क्योंकि again, like let's say environment and ecology, they have mentioned only broader topics. उसके अंदर हमें क्या पढ़ना है, that is not very clear. ठीक है? So disaster and disaster management are the two terms that they have mentioned, and that's why we will have to take help of the PYQs in order to get more idea about the topic. ठीक है? So देख लेते हैं PYQs. There are some PYQs that UPSC has asked. So first PYQ, as you can see, flooding in urban areas. Flooding in urban areas is an emerging climate-induced disaster. Discuss the causes of this disaster. Mention the features of two such major floods in the last 2 decades in India. Right? Mention the features of two such major floods in last 2 decades in India. Describe the policies and frameworks. Describe the policies and frameworks in India that aim at tackling such floods. Fine. So question क्या है? Question is about urban floods. Question is not only about floods, right? If this question is about urban floods, you'll have to stick to urban floods only. You cannot write, let's say, floods that are occurring in villages, that are occurring in remote areas. आप वो floods के बारे में नहीं लिख सकते हो. What you have to write about urban floods specifically. ठीक है? So urban floods के causes आपको लिखने हैं. Then you have to, now this is what I want to highlight here. ये जो चीज है, this part, mention the features of two such major floods in the last 2 decades in India. This particular part. This is the part that UPSC has started focusing on more. Right? In every disaster, they're asking you about the examples. And that's why in the disaster management subject, at least 2-3 recent disasters you should be aware of. Right? और वो बहुत important है, because in the exam hall it's very difficult to think and write. So you already have to, let's say, beforehand you'll have to prepare for these kind of let's say parts of the question that UPSC is asking. Okay? So that is what is the newer trend that we are able to see in the questions. And then they describe the policies and frameworks in India that aim at tackling such floods. Now policies and frameworks you are supposed to discuss. Now policies and frameworks, can they be of your own mind? You'll have to write those policies and those frameworks that are already there in the practice, right? That are already being used by, let's say, various governments, various local bodies for the management of disasters. Okay? So that is what I'm saying, that this is very objective topic. This is hardly subjective, right? हाँ, सब्जेक्टिविटी कहाँ पे आ सकती है? मान लेते ऐसे 10 पॉलिसीज और 10 फ्रेमवर्क्स है, 10 policies and 10 frameworks are there. It may be the case that one student is writing first 5, other student is writing other 5. It may be the case. So वहां पे subjectivity हो सकती है, but otherwise the subject is very objective in nature. ठीक है? So Vishal is asking, can questions be predicted? We can predict questions. We can predict questions in disaster management, right? Why I'm saying that, try to understand why I'm saying that yes, we can predict the questions in disaster management. See, questions in disaster management, if you notice, see what I told you, that this is for mains. This is for mains. Prelims में hardly any question you will be able to see from this particular topic. ठीक है? तो मैं आपको, so I told you that this is there in mains. Fine. So मान लेते हैं आपकी prelims हो गई मई में. In the month of May, your prelims was conducted, let's say, and your mains is there, let's say, in September. Your mains is there in September. So what has been noticed? What has been noticed in UPSC's mains examination as far as disaster management is concerned, and as far as even, let's say, the GS3 paper is concerned, whatever current affairs is happening in between these months, from May to September, whatever current affairs is happening, on those current affair topics, questions have been asked, right? Suppose in this particular duration, some kind of, let's say, disaster occur, right? Urban flood, yeah, it may be cyclone, it may be landslide, then that becomes very important for your examination. Even GLOF, glacial lake outburst flood, GLOF, that would become important from your exams point of view. So yes, questions can be predicted based upon the current affairs of these months, from May to September. Whatever current affairs is there, that will help you predict the questions for disaster management. Okay? Yes, you can mention floods in Hyderabad and Vijayawada as examples of urban floods, right? But let's say more appropriate would be Hyderabad. Vijayawada is also fine, but it might be the case that Vijayawada flood might not be there in news, right? Because Hyderabad is relatively bigger city than Vijayawada, so it's better to quote the example of Hyderabad. Okay? Now, so coming back to this, so I was telling you about this, that the subjectivity is very less in this particular topic. Next, second question, if you can see, second question is explain the mechanism and occurrence of cloudburst in the context of Indian subcontinent. Explain the mechanism and occurrence of cloudburst in the context of Indian subcontinent. Right? We in India are witnessing lots of cloudburst events, especially in the monsoon season. We are witnessing them a lot. Right? For example, the floods that we witnessed in 2013 in Uttarakhand, they were the result of cloudburst. Right? In 2013, devastating floods were seen in Uttarakhand. They were the result of cloudburst in Uttarakhand. So you have to discuss the mechanism and occurrence. Fine. Then discuss two recent examples. Can you notice this? यहाँ पे भी two major floods they asked, and this also question is asking about the recent examples of cloudburst events. Okay, so this is very important. That's why you have to be aware of the recent disasters that are occurring in different parts of India. Next question. Explain the causes and effects of coastal erosion in India. Explain the causes and effects of coastal erosion in India. What are the available coastal management techniques for combating the hazard? Fine. So question is about coastal erosion. What are the causes? What are the effects? And then you are also supposed to write about the techniques that helps in the management of coastal areas that would reduce coastal erosion. Are you able to get the topics that we will be discussing in our course of discussion? Are you able to understand these things? Okay. So that is what is the question. Next, few more questions are there. Few more questions. Next question. Discuss about the vulnerability of India to earthquake. Earthquake related hazards. Discuss about the vulnerability of India to earthquake related hazards. Again, give examples including the salient features of major disasters caused by earthquake in different parts of India during last 3 decades. So you have to mention about those earthquake events that have occurred in last 3 decades. Clear है? Fine. So examples. 4 questions हमने देखे, उसमें 3 में they have asked about the examples. Next, describe the various causes and effects of landslides. Landslide is their favorite topic. Landslides is their favorite topic. UPSC has asked at least 3 to 4 questions on landslides till now. Right? So landslides is their favorite topic. Mention the important components of national landslide risk management strategy. What you have to mention? You have to mention about the components of national landslide risk management strategy. Now, when they have mentioned that you have to write about the national landslide risk management strategy, can you write your own points? Can you write your own points? No, you won't be able to write your own points. Whatever is there in that strategy, that only you will have to write. It may be the case the sequence would change, sequence of points would change, but you will have to stick to the strategy itself, right? And that is what I was saying, that here hardly any subjectivity you will be able to see in the content. Content would be very similar. Content would be very similar because you will be writing the, let's say, content based upon the steps that have been taken by the government. Right? Whatever government has done, whatever government has mentioned in different strategies, in guidelines, that only you will have to write. Okay? So, only current aspect add or somewhat else. You will have to add something else as well. Right? Current affairs would be the guiding, let's say, light for you. Current affairs would be guiding light. Okay, this disaster has occurred in the recent past. It may be important from the exam's point of view. Current affairs would be a guiding light. Okay? Can also give example of recent floods in Punjab. Yes, it can be given, provided they are there in urban areas. Provided they are there in urban areas. Pratibha, I think the Punjab floods are not urban floods. They were there in the countryside areas, jahan pe farms were damaged, right? Urban floods, for example, have you heard about the 26th July 2005 floods in Mumbai? They were devastating. 26 July 2005 floods in Mumbai were devastating floods. Right? Similarly, in 2023, there were floods in Delhi. Those examples you should quote. Similarly, floods were there in the city of, let's say, Chennai in 2015. You have to write that kind of event. Again, Bengaluru, Pune, Hyderabad, these major cities have faced floods. Even Bhopal in 2021, I guess. In Bhopal, there were extreme floods in 2021. Those also you are supposed to write about. Okay, I hope you are getting sense of the subject. Fine. So those are the PYQs from which questions those are the PYQs that would help you understand what kind of questions UPSC may ask, right? So what are the different disasters that we are going to discuss in the classroom? What are the different disasters that we are going to discuss in the classroom? So let me tell you some examples or disasters to be discussed. And so, which disasters we will be discussing? Obviously, we will be talking about earthquakes. we will be talking about landslides and avalanches. Landslides and avalanches. Then we will be discussing about floods. We will be discussing about floods. We will be discussing about urban floods. We will be discussing about urban floods, and we will also be discussing about the new disaster that we are able to see, the, let's say, increased frequency of that disaster in the recent past, and that is glacial lake outburst floods. Abbreviated as GLOF. You are provide all residence examples. Sham, I'm not able to understand what you want to say. Residence examples means rural floods. See, rural floods are incorporated in this. See, why they have differentiated urban floods? Why they have, let's say, segregated urban floods? Because for the occurrence of urban floods, there are some other causes that are contributing, right? For the occurrence of floods in different areas, let's say in village areas, there are some reasons that are contributing. But urban floods is a specific phenomenon, which is the result of actions we human beings have taken in urban areas, right? Urban areas, why they have segregated it? Because in urban areas, some human factors, human causes are contributing for the occurrence of those disasters, and that's why we have segregated it. There are no rural floods as such, right? Rural floods ऐसी term नहीं है. We generally call them floods. Urban floods में कुछ factors है जो contribute करते हैं, and that's why we have segregated it as the urban floods. ठीक है? Disaster management में only natural disasters आएंगे या man-made? Yes, see, Shubham, it would be man-made as well. It would be man-made as well. But if you go through PYQs, you'll find that mostly questions have been asked on the natural disasters. Mostly natural disasters पे question आए. But we will be taking, let's say, some topics on the man-made disasters as well. Man-made disaster के एक दो topic हम ले लेंगे. Crowd management, yes, especially crowd management kind of topics we will be discussing. Duration is of 2 hours. Avalanches, what are avalanches? Avalanches means, see, it is again a kind of disaster wherein snow flows, right? You must be aware, you must have seen, you must have heard that few people have buried under the snow. So why that happens? Because the glaciers, they flow, and they flow like a river, and they make sure that, let's say, the habitations in that particular area are buried down. So that kind of flow of snow is called as avalanches. Okay, fine. So yes, now coming back to this. So urban floods, glacial lake outburst floods. Next, cloudburst, cyclones, next, droughts, right? बहुत क्वेश्चन पूछे गए ड्रॉट्स पे भी, साइक्लोन्स पे भी. then next is heat waves, next is cold waves, next forest fires, next tsunami, right? So these are the disasters that we would be focusing about, because questions have been asked from those disasters. And then few man-made disasters. Few man-made disasters we will talk about, like crowd management. crowd management. And you must have came across a number of recent news articles related to crowd management, number of recent examples related to crowd management, right? For example, in RCB's, let's say, victory celebration also, there was crowd management issue leading to, let's say, stampede, and that led to loss of life. Even in Tamil Nadu, Vijay, the actor turned politician, he also carried out some road show. In that road show also, yes, TVK, right? So that also can be considered as an example. Then even during the Kumbh Mela that was conducted this year only in Prayagraj, again there were some instances of let's say stampede. So crowd management is a relevant topic, it is a hot topic. Okay? And then you can even consider urban fires. Urban fires are also, yes, Mahakumbh crowd management issue. Okay. Urban fires is also one of the important topics that we will be referring to. Why? Because urban fire instances have also increased a lot. Last year in Delhi, in 2024 in Delhi, in one hospital of children, there was fire, and that led to loss of life of newborn babies. Right? Babies of some days, they lost their life because of that urban fire. Right? Similarly, in Gujarat, there was fire in let's say the amusement park, right? जहाँ पे बच्चे खेलने के लिए जाते हैं, right? You must be aware that around means in cities, these kind of parks are coming, wherein there will be lots of, let's say, amusement park, right? जहाँ पे बच्चे खेलने के लिए जाते हैं, different kind of, let's say, instruments would be there for their playing, right? So वहाँ पे there was fire, and that led to loss of life of children, right? So these kind of instances are man-made disasters, and we will be focusing about those disasters as well. Okay? So these are the topics that we will be referring to in the course of our discussion in next 8 to 9 classes. Okay? I hope it is clear. So that is about the introductory part. I hope it is clear. Subject का थोड़ा सा idea आपको आ गया है. Now we will be, let's say, starting with the subject itself. ठीक है? Are you able to understand हम क्या पढ़ने वाले कुछ 8-9 classes में आगे वाले? This is because of excessive construction. Excessive construction की वजह से क्या disasters होंगे? Sham, can it be, let's say, can it contribute to urban floods? It can. Can it also contribute to, let's say, increased instances of drought, increased instances of, let's say, heat waves? Yes, it can be. ठीक है? So ऐसा excessive construction के वजह से कुछ specific disaster नहीं है, but it can be considered as a factor that contributes in different disasters. Road accidents, fine. See, it can be a disaster, पर उस पे question frame करना, it's very difficult. ठीक है? क्योंकि road accidents, why they will occur, अगर आपको causes पूछे गए तो road accidents के causes क्या लिखोगे आप? Right? Often it is because of the negligence. Often it is because of over speeding. Fine. So बहुत specific question उस पे पूछना बहुत difficult होगा. ठीक है? Landslides I have mentioned. Oil spill as a disaster, we will be talking about in environment, right? ऐसा oil spill के लिए कुछ specific, let's say, NDMA के guidelines वगैरह नहीं है. So it's very difficult to, let's say, talk about oil spill as a topic. But again, it can be considered as a kind of environmental issue. It is environmental issue. It is not a kind of disaster. Yes, you should be, see, that is what I told you, that you should be aware of the recent examples of different disasters, not only stampede, different disasters, recent disasters you should be aware of. Okay? Crop burn during summer weather. See, it is not Ramkaran, the stubble burning that is being carried out by farmers is not a disaster. It is not a disaster. It is an event that contributes to pollution. It is an event. It is one of the cause that contributes to disaster. That contributes to pollution in Delhi NCR and even the northern belt. Volcanic eruption, we are not vulnerable to. Our country is not vulnerable to volcanic eruption, and that's why we will not be discussing about volcanic eruption. Okay. Twisters. So see, twisters are a kind of let's say high-speed air that starts revolving around a particular point, and that, let's say, if something comes in its way, it will be able to lift it and it would be able to take it in the sky, right? So that is what are twisters. Again, they are not the part of discussion of our subject. Solar flare. Again, solar flare. See, the examples that you are giving are of events. Solar flare is one of the events. It's one of the cause of what? Of heat waves, right? ठीक है, heat waves का वो cause है solar flares. Fine. If you remember, 2024 summer season was very harsh summer season. Why? Because Earth was witnessing solar flare event. ठीक है? हाँ, ठीक है, आता हूँ उस पे. The recent plane crash in Ahmedabad can also be considered as a disaster. No, right? It is an accident. It is an accident, like someone asked about road accident. It is just an accident. ठीक है? Cyclones we will be referring to. Cyclones I have already written somewhere. यहाँ पे लिखा है मैंने cyclones. Cyclones we will be referring to. Fine. So let us start. So you don't have to write anything. What you have to do, अगर आपको लिखना है, you can write, no problem with that. But these things I'll be sharing with you. So focus on the classroom. Because today's class we will be trying to understand what exactly is disaster, what exactly is disaster management cycle, what are the steps that are included in disaster management cycle. वो हमारा आज focus होगा. We will not be focusing on disasters today. From tomorrow's class, we will be taking one disaster at a time. We will be discussing about the causes, effects, what steps we have taken right now, and what else needs to be taken. What are the NDMA guidelines for that particular disaster? वो हम कल से discuss करेंगे. आज हम discuss करेंगे about the let's say basic part of disaster and disaster management. So let us start disaster management. First of all, you should be aware of the definition of disaster management. What exactly is a disaster? Now, in order to, let's say, discuss this particular definition, you should take into account authentic sources. Right? Authentic disaster ki definition aapko chahiye. So what I have done, I have taken the definition of disaster from the Disaster Management Act of 2005. In India, we have one act called as Disaster Management Act 2005, which was, let's say, amended recently. पर उस Disaster Management Act के document से मैंने ये definition ली है. So let us try to understand what exactly is a disaster. So disaster means a catastrophe, mishap, calamity, or a grave occurrence. What is disaster? It is a catastrophe. It is a mishap that has happened. It is a calamity. It is of grave occurrence. Fine. So you can use any of these terms, right? Disaster is not, let's say, a event that has occurred normally. It has to have some grave occurrence. It has to be in the category of a catastrophe. Right? It has to be in the category of catastrophe. It has to be a mishap. Right? For example, you referred to road accidents. For example, we referred to stampede. Is it a mishap? Yes, it is a mishap. It should not have happened, but unfortunately, it has happened. So that's why we can consider it as a mishap. So disaster can be a catastrophe, mishap, calamity, or a grave occurrence of any event. grave occurrence of any event, right? For example, it may be a rail accident, it may be road accident, it may be some kind of air crash. So that is again a grave occurrence. So that can be considered as a disaster. पर हमारे एग्जाम के पॉइंट ऑफ व्यू से वो सिर्फ इवेंट्स हैं. They are just sporadic examples that you can write. Fine. So it can be in the form of catastrophe, mishap, calamity, or grave occurrence in any area. It can occur in any area. Arising from, now next important point, arising from natural or man-made causes. So someone asks, can man-made disasters be considered as, man-made events be considered as disasters? Yes, right? There are human-induced disasters as well. Or if not human-induced disasters, we might be playing an important role in the occurrence of those disasters, right? For example, landslides. We are playing an important role in the occurrence of landslides by carrying out construction activities, especially in hilly areas. Hilly areas, we are carrying out construction, and that invites the event of landslide, right? Similarly, floods would lead to loss of life if we have carried out construction near or in the flood plains, right? Flood plains के अंदर हमने अगर construction किया होगा तो obviously in case the water volume increases in river, that would lead to loss of life, that would lead to loss of property. ठीक है? So that is what is the cause. It may be natural or it may be human induced, it may be man-made cause. Next, or by accident or negligence, which results in substantial loss of life, or human suffering or damage too, right? It may lead to substantial loss of life. It may have impact on the humans. Humans may suffer because of these disasters. And destruction of property, damage to degradation of environment, right? What may happen because of disaster? Human beings would be affected. Why? Because there might be loss of life. Some psychological impact may also occur because of the disasters, right? It would affect property. You can consider it as infrastructure. Infrastructure would be affected negatively because of the disasters. And lastly, it would also have its impact on the environment. It might be the case because of some disaster, there will be, let's say, loss of some soil from a particular area. It might be the case that because of some disaster, let's say forest fire, there would be impact on the trees in that particular area. Because of disasters like earthquake, the area in a very large amount would be affected, right? Even due to disasters like droughts, the trees, animals in a particular area would be affected negatively. Fine. So all those things would happen because of the disaster. And lastly, now this is very important point. Generally we ignore this particular point when we talk about the disaster, and is of a nature or magnitude as to be beyond the coping capacity of the community of the affected area. मतलब क्या? See, disaster is that event. See, any event will not be considered as disaster until and unless that community living in that particular area where disaster has occurred is not able to cope up with that particular disaster on its own. मतलब क्या? Try to understand this point, very important. Let us consider that in this particular area, some landslide has occurred. Now, in this particular area, there will be some people that would be living. They would be affected because of this landslide. right? Obviously, there would be impact of this disaster on people living in that area. Fine. Now, the point that I want to discuss is that these people won't be able to come out of the landslide disaster on their own resources. Using their own resources, they won't be able to come out of this particular disaster. What they will have to do, they will need some support of the external community, right? From outside, we will have to provide some support. This is an extremely important aspect of disaster, and that differentiate disasters from other occurrings. This differentiate disasters from other occurring. And someone asked about the accident. So what is the difference between accident and disaster? So this is the difference between accidents and disaster, right? For example, if some accident has occurred in a particular area, it might be the case that other people living in that particular area will be able to help the, let's say, smaller area in that particular larger area to ensure that the people affected from accident are removed, are rescued, etc. But in case of disaster, the impact of disaster is very large, and that's why people living in that area on their own won't be able to come out of the disaster. They would need some external support. They would need some external support for the handling of that particular disaster, and that is what is the point. That is what is the point. The magnitude of the disaster is beyond the coping capacity of the community of the affected area. Are you able to understand this particular point? This is very important point. So how many points are there in the definition of disaster? How many points are there? So first of all, it is a catastrophe, mishap, grave occurrence, and calamity, right? So that is one. Arising from, second part is arising from natural or man-made causes, right? It is not that disasters are always natural. Man-made causes are also there for the occurrence of disaster. Third, it would lead to substantial loss. It would lead to substantial loss of humans, of property, and environment, right? So those are the three things. And then fourth is its magnitude is way larger than the community's ability to handle that particular event. And that's why what they need some external support from outside. These four aspects, if let's say disaster, question is there on disaster, then you have to define disaster based upon these four aspects. Why? Because that is the definition given by the act itself. That is the definition of disaster in the act itself. Clear hai? I hope it is clear to you. Okay? Then even United Nations have given the definition. I'll be coming to your doubts in a while. Right? Even United Nations have given the definition. So what is the definition that United Nations have given? So the United Nations define disaster as the occurrence of sudden or major misfortune which disrupts the basic fabric and normal functioning of the society. Right? So again, the occurrence of sudden or major misfortune. So it is similar to the mishap, grave occurrence, like that. So the occurrence of sudden or major misfortune which disrupts the basic fabric and normal functioning. Right? Obviously, because of disaster, the business as usual we won't be able to carry out. Right? The daily activities that were carried out by people in that particular area, they won't be able to carry out their daily routine, their let's say whatever occupations they have, they won't be able to carry out those occupations. And that's why we can say that it is a kind of disruption in the basic fabric and normal functioning of the society. Fine. So that is how United Nations have defined the disaster. But more appropriate definition is of DM Act. So make sure you write that definition in case question is asked. So this is very important definition. Okay? So let me take your doubts now. Crop burning, volcanic eruption events versus disaster. Event is just event. See, every event, can we call it a disaster? Every event, can we call it a disaster? No. That event, if we want to call that event as a disaster, it should fulfill these things. It should fulfill these things. Okay? Obviously, see, property, somewhere we refer to property, destruction of property. Property is what? Property is economy only, right? Property is infrastructure. So infrastructure is an important component of economy. Okay? Yes, it would affect large number of people. Who declare event or accident as a disaster? See, there is no declaration that is needed as such. There is no declaration of a particular event to be, let's say, declared as disaster. No, there is no authority. But based upon its gravity, based upon its intensity, it would be considered as a disaster. Okay? So there is no, let's say, criteria that would allow us to differentiate, to define a particular event as a disaster, right? Only its intensity would determine whether it is a disaster or not. Yes, I'll be telling you the recent examples. Okay? Nuclear attack, man-made disaster or not? See, it is a man-made disaster, obviously. Nuclear warfare is a man-made disaster. I'm not sure Neha expiry time batch का क्या है. In flood affected areas, outsider help to affect voluntarily, like food, water, medicine. Yes. So that is what is the important aspect of a disaster. Fine. Outside support we need for the management of disaster. We need outside support. Okay. So that is what is the definition of disaster. Next is classification of disasters in India. Fine. Classification of disasters in India. Now, see, this is just a classification. They have given almost, let's say, around 20-25 disasters, right? And who has given this classification? See, whatever we will be discussing, those sources will be extremely authentic sources. And that's why you can rely on those sources without any problem, right? So, high-powered committee. Source is high-powered committee established by the government in 1999. Right, it was the committee established by the government itself. Right, you must be aware. In 1999, Odisha witnessed extremely devastating cyclone. It is called as super cyclone, and they say that during that particular disaster of 1999 in Odisha, more than 10,000 people lost their life. Right, cyclone in 1999 called as super cyclone led to loss of life of more than 10,000 people. That led to, let's say, establishment of some committee so that we will be able to handle disasters in scientific manner, and that committee is called as high powered committee, which gave its report in that year itself, 1999. And this committee has categorize some important disasters. So what are those disasters? Now this is not very important from the exams point of view, but you should be aware कि कौन से disasters India में होते हैं, right? So first is water and climate related disasters. Water and climate related disasters, we have referred to them: flood, cyclone, tornadoes, hailstorm, cloudburst, heat waves, avalanches, drought, sea erosion, thunder, lightning, tsunami, etc. Those are water and climate related disaster. Hailstorm, what is hailstorm? Hailstorm means ole girna, right? Ole girna, hailstorm is one of the important disaster. But again, there are no guidelines for that, and that's why we won't be able to discuss it in the classroom, right? Because it's very sporadic event. It is a disaster, but happens very irregularly and in a particular area only, in a particular season only. So it's not very important disasters from the exams point of view. See, though they have mentioned these disasters, it's not that we will be discussing all these disasters. Okay. Then geological related disasters. Geological related disasters are landslide and mud flow, earthquakes, dam failure, minor fires. These are geological related disasters. Then chemical and industrial and nuclear related disasters. Someone asked about the nuclear accidents, nuclear disasters. So they are also disasters. Chemical and industrial disasters. You must be aware of Bhopal gas tragedy. Bhopal gas tragedy. Okay, so that is considered as chemical and industrial disaster. And then accident related disasters are there: urban fires, forest fire, oil spill, major building collapse, serial bomb blast, festive related disasters like stampede, electrical disasters and fires, air, road, rail accidents, boat capsizing, boat capsizes, right? Agar overcrowding ho jaye boat mein, it, let's say, capsizes, leading to drowning of people. Village fire. Then lastly, biological disasters and epidemic like COVID-19 and pest attacks. Fine. So these are the categories of disasters put forward by the high powered committee in 1999. Substantial loss means that loss should not be that loss should be of, let's say, major infrastructure, right? That loss should be of major infrastructure. Yeah, let's say drought aata hai, then that drought should affect a vast area, right? If floods are occurring, then that flood should affect a relatively larger area. किसी एक कॉलोनी में, किसी एक छोटे गांव में कुछ इवेंट हो जाए, then that would not be considered as a substantial loss. It should affect a larger community, and that community won't be able to handle the disasters on their own. Then that would be considered as substantial loss. Yes, corona is a man-made disaster or not? See, we don't know exactly whether it was man-made or not, because some theories are there. So we'll not be going in those theories. Some theories are there कि corona was, let's say, designed by China. It was man-made virus. Then there were some theories that it was a zoonotic disease, jumped from bats, jumped from pangolins and all. So let's not go into that. But it is not a man-made disaster as per WHO. It was the natural factor that led to the disaster. Okay. Terrorism, is it a disaster? So as such, terrorism is not considered as a disaster even here. Okay, fine. Serial bomb blast. Yes, serial bomb blast is categorized as a disaster by this particular committee. By this committee, they have categorized that yes, these are the serial bomb blasts are the disasters. Tornadoes and hurricanes. See, tornadoes and hurricanes, especially hurricane, is a term that is used for cyclones. Hurricanes is a term that is used for cyclones. And the twisters I referred to, twisters, right? आपने भी देखा होगा किसी open ground पे air ऐसे circular form में घूमने लगती है. That is twister. अगर उसका form बड़ा हो जाए, right? So if air starts, let's say, moving in a circular form in a very large area, that would be considered as a tornado. That would be considered as a tornado. ठीक है? ये लिस्ट में अवलांच रो है ही नहीं. अवलांच है ना, कहीं तो भी है अवलांच. ये यहाँ पे स्नो अवलांच, अवलांच है. Can virus be made in lab? Yes, it can be. It can be made in labs. World War. अभी World War का क्या है? Disease can be called. Yes, disease can be called a disaster. Sham. Does it necessary to call event and a disaster to follow all the aspects of definition, or if any? No, Pratibha. That disaster should have all those categories, right? 4 point हमने देखे थे. They should satisfy all those 4 criteria. ठीक है? Can we say corona is man-made? हो गया. Terrorism हो गया. World War, ठीक है. Does it necessary to call event a disaster to follow all? Yes, that is what I told you, Pratibha. Just same as windstorm. Not exactly, Vivek. It's not. The tornadoes and twisters are not same as windstorm. See, windstorm में क्या होगा? Wind flow करेगी. Wind will flow in a horizontal manner, but the flow of wind will be at very high speed. That is windstorm. But twisters में it would go round and round, right? The way cyclones occur, that would be the case for twisters and tornadoes. in class of general science, it was told to us specifically that virus cannot be made in laboratories. See, you must be aware of some experiments. Now, thoda sa मैं divert हो रहा हूँ just to address this doubt of Harsh. See, you must be aware of certain experiments like Human Genome Project. Human Genome Project, right? Now, as Human Genome Project has, let's say, advanced, we are able to, we are, let's say, thinking about making human beings, making human babies in laboratory, right? We will be making synthetic DNA in laboratory, and that synthetic DNA will allow us to design our babies as per the requirement. Fine. So it would happen in future. Humans would be designed in laboratories in future, right? Or instead of saying that, it has started happening in a very small scale, but it has started happening. So that is also possible for viruses. That is also possible for viruses that they can be made in the laboratory. ठीक है. So थोड़ा सा examples, advanced examples अगर लेंगे आप, तो you will be able to understand that they can be made in the laboratories. ठीक है. अभी यहाँ के doubts ले रहा हूँ मैं, बहुत पूछ लिया इन्होंने. In flood affected areas, that is done. Substantial loss means, I have told you that all four aspects should be yes, they should be there in the definition of disaster to define a particular event as disaster. ठीक है. Neglecting nuclear waste, not disposing properly may lead to a diseases. Yes, see, they have talked about nuclear disasters. This committee has referred to nuclear disasters. यहाँ पे they have not specifically mentioned that nuclear disaster may be in the form of, let's say, nuclear blast or the improper management of nuclear waste. See, when we face some kind of nuclear radioactivity leading to impact on a larger section of the society, that would be considered as nuclear disaster. So it may be due to some nuclear attack, or it may be due to some mismanagement of the nuclear waste, right? So nuclear waste, yes, it can be. If it affects larger section of the society, larger environment, then that would be considered as a disaster. एस्ट्रॉइड फॉल बहुत स्पोरेडिक इवेंट है अनूप, बहुत स्पोरेडिक इवेंट है. हमेशा आपको देखने को नहीं मिलेगा. मे बी इन 50-60 ईयर्स, वंस इन अ वाइल. तो बहुत स्पोरेडिक इवेंट है. एज पर यूपीएससी PYQs ऑल्सो, वायरस कांट बी मेड इन लैब. ठीक है, लेट मी चेक because there are some experiments. उनके basis पे we can say that it can be made, but let me check. I'll tell you this particular point tomorrow, Shubham. ठीक. Fine. So I hope it is clear now. Let us move to the next point. So these are the definition. You don't have to remember these things. It is just the classification of disasters given by the high-powered committee in India. You don't have to remember all these names. ठीक है. एंड इसमें से ऑब्वियसली वी विल नॉट बी डिस्कसिंग ऑल, बिकॉज यूपीएससी में कुछ 9-10 डिजास्टर्स है दैट दे हैव स्टार्टेड आस्किंग रिपीटेटिवली, तो उन पे हमारा फोकस होगा. और एनडीएमए की गाइडलाइंस भी कुछ 9-10 डिजास्टर्स से रिलेटेड ही है, तो उन पे हमारा फोकस होगा ड्यूरिंग आवर डिस्कशन. ठीक है. नेक्स्ट नाउ, नेक्स्ट disaster profile of India. Right. Next point is disaster profile of India. That means which areas of India are vulnerable to which disasters. Fine. So if we take help of map, let's say if we talk about the northern India, right? So if we talk about, let's say, थोड़ा rough map निकाल लेता हूँ. ठीक है. Right. So ऐसे ही निकालते हैं. Rough map, right? So consider this as the rough map of India. So northern parts of India, especially Himalayas are vulnerable to which disasters? Himalayas are vulnerable to earthquake, right? In short, EQ. Himalayas are vulnerable to landslides. Himalayas are also vulnerable to snow avalanches. Snow avalanches. Himalayas are also vulnerable to a new disaster that we have referred to, and that is GLOF, glacial lake outburst floods. Then Himalayas are also vulnerable to floods. Right, in 2024, Himachal Pradesh witnessed extremely devastating floods because of the excessive rainfall that has witnessed by Himachal Pradesh in 2024. Right, then they are also vulnerable to forest fires. Forest fires. And lastly, they are vulnerable to cloud burst. They are vulnerable to cloud burst. Fine. So these are the disasters that we may see in the Himalayan region. And when we say Himalayas, we are also taking into account the northeastern states. We are also taking into account the northeastern states. Okay. So these are the disasters that we have in Himalayas. Then northern plains. Northern plains. In northern plains, which are the disasters that we generally see? In northern plains, we see disasters like floods. We see disasters like floods. Why? Because northern plains are dominated by major rivers like river Ganga, Yamuna, and their tributaries. And that's why this region is extremely vulnerable to the occurrence of floods. Then northern plains are also vulnerable to heat waves, especially northwestern part of northern plains. Northwestern part, matlab Punjab, Haryana, Delhi NCR region, western UP, Rajasthan, that particular part of northern plains is vulnerable to heat waves, right? Now, one more. See, this particular area is that area where we have fertile soil, and that fertile soil has led to population explosion in this particular area, and that's why often crowd management issues are there in this particular area. But it is not that it is restricted to this area only. Crowd management problem we often see in the northern plains, northern Gangetic plains. Why? Because of the population. Okay. Then in some areas, droughts is also seen. In some areas of northern plains, droughts is also seen, and the event of cloudburst has also started occurring in different areas, right? See, generally for cloudburst, we need, let's say, hilly areas, right? It is orographic lift that leads to cloudburst. But due to climate change, due to availability of excessive moisture in air, we are able to see cloudburst in these areas as well. Fine. So these are the floods, these are the events that we are able to see in the northern plains. Fine. Uske baad in peninsular India. So when we talk about peninsular India, we are not taking into account the coastal areas. Coastal areas हम separately देखेंगे. So in peninsular India, the most important disaster is droughts. Most important disaster is droughts. And now, due to climate change, the availability of rainfall has also increased. That is leading to floods. Right? For example, this year in the state of Maharashtra, in the state of Karnataka, we have witnessed floods. Excessive floods were there in this particular year. Then in this particular area, heat waves have also increased. Where? In which part of the peninsular India? The Vidarbha region, Telangana region, and parts of Odisha are also, parts of Tamil Nadu are also considered as the parts where heat wave conditions have increased a lot. Fine. So there is also one problem. Then crowd management, because the instance of RCB, instance of Tamil Nadu TVK stampede, they are there in the peninsular region only. Okay. Then in this particular area, again, landslides are there, right? Which part? Western Ghats, primarily Western Ghats. In Western Ghats related area, we are able to see landslides. And forest fires, we are able to see in this particular area. Why? Where exactly? In central India, to be more precise, in central India, in the states like Chhattisgarh, Jharkhand, where we have availability of dense forests. In those dense forests, we are able to see the instances of forest fire. Okay, so that is what is the disasters that we have in peninsular India. And lastly, coastal zones. Coastal zones are vulnerable to cyclones. Coastal zones are vulnerable to cyclones. Coastal zones are vulnerable to tsunami. Coastal zones are vulnerable to floods. Coastal zones are vulnerable to coastal erosion. And in coastal areas, we have started witnessing heat waves as well. Heat waves also we have started witnessing. Fine. So these are major disasters that we can see in different areas of India. ये कुछ disasters है जो हिमालयाज में और नदर्न प्लेन्स में हमें देखने को मिलते हैं. And these are the disasters that we are able to see in different parts of India, like peninsular and coastal India. So that is what is disaster profile. This gives you idea कि कौन से region में कौन से disasters आ सकते हैं. ठीक है. GLOF. GLOF is, I refer to that term, glacial lake outburst flood. GLOF मतलब ग्लेशियल लेक आउटबर्स्ट फ्लड्स. वो कहाँ पे हमें देखने को मिलते हैं? वो हिमालयाज में. लास्ट ईयर, in 2023, सिक्किम has seen extremely devastating GLOF, glacial lake outburst flood. We'll talk about it. Shriparna will talk about it. Just अगर आपको full form चाहिए, write down glacial lake outburst floods. ठीक है. Flash floods are also there in hilly areas. Yes, it can be there in any area, right? मान लेते हैं in hilly area cloudburst has occurred. Will that cloudburst will lead to flash floods? Yes. What is flash floods? Sudden occurrence of events of floods are considered as flash floods. So when cloudbursts occur, they drop huge volume of water, and that leads to flash floods. ठीक है. एनवायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी का थोड़ा नहीं बहुत सारा पार्ट बाकी है. हमें ऑलमोस्ट 15-16 क्लासेस अभी और करनी है एनवायरमेंट एंड इकोलॉजी की. ठीक है रोहित? हाँ, तीसरा रिवर फ्लड. ठीक है. सो दीज आर द फ्लड्स. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज डिजास्टर प्रोफाइल ऑफ इंडिया. सो लेट अस go through these points. Again, these points are there from the official documents. India, due to its unique geoclimatic, socio-economic condition, is vulnerable to varying degrees to floods, drought, cyclones, tsunami, earthquakes, urban flooding, landslide, avalanches, and forest fire. Why India is vulnerable to so many different disasters? Because of its unique geoclimatic conditions, right? Unique geological, geographical, climatic conditions, right? For example, do we in India witness snowfall? Yes, in Himalayan region snowfall is there. Do we witness extreme heat conditions in India? That is also there, right? Then are there areas with desert? Are there areas with plains? Do we have hilly areas in India? Do we have coastal areas in India? All those things can be considered as the factors that are leading to disasters of varying types. बहुत ज़्यादा यूनिक, बहुत ज़्यादा नॉट यूनिक, बहुत ज़्यादा डिफरेंट डिजास्टर्स हमें देखने को मिलते हैं बिकॉज हमारा एरिया बहुत वास्ट है and that area has various geographical feature. That area has its own climatic conditions. Okay, so geoclimatic conditions and socio-economic conditions also contribute to the occurrence of disasters. Now, when we talk about socio-economic conditions, which socio-economic conditions make India vulnerable to disasters? Two things, primarily two things. First is our huge population. That is considered as one of the major cause of the occurrence of floods. That is considered as major cause of occurrence of disasters. Okay. Second is poverty. Both these socio-economic aspects are considered as the factors leading to disasters, right? Why population? Because see, if population is there, there would be, let's say, use of more and more resources leading to environmental degradation, and that leads to डिजास्टर्स, राइट? फॉर एग्जाम्पल, अगर पॉपुलेशन बढ़ गई है, हमें ज्यादा से ज्यादा डिफॉरेस्टेशन करना पड़ेगा सो दैट वी कैन पुट दैट लैंड टू एग्रीकल्चर, right? And if we are, let's say, carrying out deforestation, we are inviting disasters like landslides, we are inviting disasters like flood, droughts, etc. ठीक है? Similarly, why poverty is considered as a disaster? Why poverty is considered as a factor leading to disaster? Because when poverty is there, so for example, heat wave है, heat wave आ गई है, तो सबसे ज्यादा vulnerable कौन होगा? सबसे ज्यादा vulnerable कौन होगा? Those who are carrying out their occupation on the roads would be more vulnerable, right? So poverty is considered as one of the important cause and important, let's say, aspect of the occurrence of disaster. Cause to समझ, why we say that, why we can say that poverty is a contributing factor for the occurrence of disaster. Let me tell you that. So why poverty is a factor? So let us consider about the cooking fuel. So if poverty is there, whether that particular family will be able to afford LPG, will that family be able to afford LPG cylinders? Is it possible? Obviously no, right? Obviously no. It might be the case कि साल में एक दो बार सिलेंडर उनको मिलता होगा, but otherwise LPG cylinder, getting LPG cylinder is a very difficult task. So if LPG cylinder getting LPG cylinder is a difficult task, what they will have to rely upon? They will have to rely upon unclean fuel. Unclean fuel, for example, it may come from the wood. It may come from wood, or it may come from cow dung. Cow dung cakes, you must be aware, cow dung cakes are used for cooking. Fine. So if wood is used for cooking fuel as a cooking fuel, then it will lead to deforestation. It would lead to deforestation. If deforestation is occurring, will it not invite disasters? It will. It will invite disasters. Secondly, if cow dung is being used, right? Let's say cow dung is being used, cow dung cakes are being used. Cow dung cakes are extremely polluting in nature. They lead to emission of carbon compounds like methane and CO2, right? So they lead to emission of methane and CO2. ये सारा emit होगा in the atmosphere as cow dung is being used. So will it lead to global warming? Will it lead to global warming? Yes, of course, it will lead to global warming. It will lead to global warming. And global warming will be a factor for the occurrence of heat waves. It is a factor for the occurrence of more floods. It is a factor for the occurrence of droughts, for cyclones, for let's say for cloudburst as well. So all these different disasters are the result of global warming, and that is being contributed by the people who are not able to afford clean fuel like LPG. Are you able to understand? Yes, methane, CH4 is methane. ठीक है. Are you able to understand this point? Okay, how poverty contributes, how poverty is considered as one of the factors that leads to disasters. I hope it is clear to you. ठीक है, मीथेन ही लिखा है. Next now. Fine. So due to unique geological, geoclimatic, and socioeconomic conditions, India is vulnerable to disasters. Now, how much area? Now, this is what you should quote when you write answers, right? This is what you should quote when you write answers. What 58% of landmass of India is prone to earthquakes. That is one. If there is a question on earthquakes, and if you start with this kind of statement, it would add weight to your answer. 58 points, and this is authentic data. This is from government reports. Okay? So 58.6% landmass of India is prone to earthquakes. First. Second, 12% of land in India is prone to flood and river erosion. 12% land in India is prone to floods and river erosion. Next, out of 7,516 kilometer coastline, 5,700 kilometers is prone to cyclones and tsunami. Right? Almost 57, almost you can consider it as, let's say, around 75% of the coastline is vulnerable to cyclones and tsunami. Right? I know that they have increased the coastline, kuch data change ho gaya, but the report which I used for this particular data was, let's say, relatively old, matlab 2-3 saal purani report hai. In that we have this kind of data, so you can use it, no problem. Okay. 68% of the cultivable land is vulnerable to drought. Right? Almost 2/3 area of India is vulnerable to droughts. Next, 15% of landmass is prone to landslides. 15% of landmass is prone to landslides. And then a total of 5,161 ULBs, urban local bodies, are prone to urban flooding. Fine. So this is what is the data that you should use when questions are there, right? So that tells you the disaster profile of India. And as per United Nations, India is one of the 10 worst disaster prone countries of the world. As per United Nations, India is one of the 10 most disaster prone country. Clear? I hope it is clear. Okay. Now, what makes India vulnerable to different disasters? We have already referred to those factors. So geoclimatic conditions make India vulnerable to disasters. Adverse geoclimatic condition. Then topographical features of India, right? We have Himalayas, we have Western Ghats which are prone to landslides. We have coastal region which are prone to coastal erosion. We have plains which are prone to floods, right? So the topography of the region makes that region vulnerable to different disasters. Then environmental degradation. We are carrying out the environmental degradation, and that is directly the result of population, which is mentioned in the next point, right? It is directly the result of population growth. And finally, urbanization, industrialization, and non-scientific development that we are carrying out. Urbanization, unplanned urbanization, excessive industrialization, and non-scientific development that we are carrying out is considered as the factor that is that makes India prone to disaster. Are you able to understand these things? Okay. And finally, we have already referred to the regions that are vulnerable to disasters, right? So Himalayas are vulnerable, alluvial plains, that means northern plains, hilly parts of the peninsula, right? Peninsular India, and lastly, coastal zones. These 4 parts are considered as vulnerable to different disasters. Fine. Why there is no term as rural flooding or disaster? Because Ramkaran, because there are some specific factors. There are some specific factors that lead to floods in urban areas. Now, I don't want to use that term right now, but let me use it, Ramkaran. There is a term called as heat island effect. Heat island effect is seen in urban areas, and that heat island effect is considered as one of the major factors for the occurrence of फ्लड्स इन अर्बन एरियाज. तो इसी वजह से जो कैटेगरी फ्लड की है उससे हम डिफ्रेंशिएट करते हैं अर्बन फ्लड को. पर रूरल एरियाज में ऐसा कोई स्पेसिफिक रीजन नहीं है जो हमें रूरल फ्लड्स को लार्जर कैटेगरी ऑफ फ्लड से डिफ्रेंशिएट करने में हेल्प करे. ऐसा कुछ फैक्टर नहीं है, ऐसा कुछ कॉज नहीं है फॉर रूरल एरियाज, बट देयर आर सम स्पेसिफिक कॉजेज फॉर द ऑकरेंस ऑफ अर्बन फ्लड्स. Non-scientific developments, unplanned urbanization, Ankit. Unplanned urbanization can be considered as a non-scientific development. ठीक है. Excessive use of carbon-rich fossil fuel, that is also non-scientific. Because we know that today we clearly know, fine means let's say around 50 years back, 60 years back, we were not aware of the harmful impact of the fossil fuels. But today we know that yes, fossil fuels are harmful. Based on science, we know that yes, fossil fuels are harmful, but still we are continuing their use. So that can also be considered as non-scientific development. Shubham, I'll be giving this PDF to you. अगर आपको कॉपी में लिखना है तो आप लिख सकते हो, नो प्रॉब्लम, पर ये PDF आपको मिल जाएगी. ठीक है. What are the resources should we follow for disaster management? See, unfortunately, there is no standard source for disaster management. So whatever I am giving you, you should rely on this, right? ये PDF आपको मिल जाएगी. So that should be focused about. But at the same time, Krishna, at the same time, make sure आप उस कंटेंट को, ये जो PDF आपको मिलेगी, उसको एनरिच करते रहिए. फॉर एग्जाम्पल, हम ये लेट्स से नवंबर में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, मे बी हम दिसंबर के फर्स्ट वीक में ये क्लासेस खत्म कर दें, पर उसके बाद जो डिजास्टर्स होंगे, उसके बाद कुछ डेवलपमेंट्स होंगी, तो वो आपको ऐड करनी पड़ेगी. ठीक है. सो दैट इज व्हाट इज द डिजास्टर प्रोफाइल ऑफ इंडिया. नेक्स्ट, डिजास्टर रिस्क इन इंडिया आर फर्दर, सो ये थोड़ा सा रिपीटेशन है पॉइंट्स का, आर फर्दर कंपाउंडेड बाय इंक्रीजिंग वल्नरेबिलिटीज रिलेटेड टू चेंजिंग डेमोग्राफिक एंड सोशियो इकोनॉमिक कंडीशन. सो ये हमने पहले ही डिस्कस किया. चेंजिंग डेमोग्राफिक मीन्स पॉपुलेशन ग्रोथ, एंड सोशियो इकोनॉमिक फैक्टर्स primarily poverty. This thing we have already talked about. Then we have also referred to unplanned urbanization, industrialization, construction of large dams, right? Construction of large dams, this can also be considered as non-scientific development. Kyun? Because today we know that large dams have negative impact on the flow of river. They may also considered as a factor that leads to earthquake, right? Large dams से earthquakes भी होते हैं. Then large dams have their impact on the occurrence of floods as well. Fine. And that's why we should avoid this kind of non-scientific development, at least today. Okay. Then development within high risk zone. Development within high risk zone. मतलब क्या? For example, we know that Himalayan region is vulnerable to earthquakes, but still we are carrying out road development there. Right? We have carried out road development in Himalayan region to, let's say, promote tourism. So that is high risk development. Fine. Then environmental degradation. We talked about deforestation for urbanization, industrialization, etc. Then climate change. The mother of all problems today is climate change and geological hazards. Okay. And lastly, epidemics and pandemics. They are also making India vulnerable to more and more disasters. ठीक है. डेली क्लास के बेसिस पे मिलेगी श्रेया, डेली क्लास के बेसिस पे आपको मिल जाएगी पीडीएफ, मैं अपलोड करवा देता हूँ इमीडिएटली आफ्टर आवर क्लास। न्यूज़पेपर से एनरीच कैसे करें, न्यूज़पेपर की लैंग्वेज समझ नहीं आती है। अरशद, मे बी इट मे बी द केस कि आपने न्यूज़पेपर हाल ही में पढ़ना स्टार्ट किया होगा, बट इफ यू कंटिन्यू रीडिंग न्यूज़पेपर, अगर आप कंटिन्यू करेंगे तो ओवर द पीरियड ऑफ टाइम वो आपको इजी, मतलब समझ में आ जाएगा, नॉट इजी बट समझ में आ जाएगा। ठीक है, तो जब आप वो लेट्स से समझना स्टार्ट करेंगे तो उससे कुछ कंटेंट जो आपको रिलेवेंट लगता है तो उस कंटेंट को आपको नोट्स में लिखना होगा। फाइन, इनिशियली इट माइट बी टफ, आई अंडरस्टैंड, इट वुड बी वेरी टफ टू रीड न्यूज़पेपर, स्पेशली द न्यूज़पेपर लाइक हिंदू जिसकी लैंग्वेज बहुत टफ होती है, पर later on eventually you will be able to understand those things। ठीक है, so gradual process है, ग्रेजुअल प्रोसेस है, थोड़ा टाइम दीजिए, थोड़ा पेशेंस रखिए, पर एट द सेम टाइम कंसिस्टेंसी भी रखिए। ठीक है, सो दैट इज व्हाट इज आर द फैक्टर्स। Climate change, I told you that it is very important factor in the disaster management today. Climate change is expected to increase the frequency and intensity of current extreme weather events. Have we not already started witnessing this? Climate change is no more a future phenomenon. We are witnessing it today. इस साल 2025 में we have witnessed excessive amount of rainfall. In 2024, last year, we witnessed excessive sunlight, excessive heat. So we have already started witnessing the impact of climate change. ठीक है, so climate change is expected to increase the frequency and intensity of current events and give rise to new vulnerabilities with differential spatial and socio-economic impact on communities. Right? So climate change जो अभी जो events हो रहे उसको इंटेंसिफाई करेगा, उसकी फ्रीक्वेंसी बढ़ाएगा। मतलब क्या, फॉर एग्जांपल साइक्लोन्स पहले भी आते थे पर क्लाइमेट चेंज उन्हें और ज्यादा इंटेंस बनाएगा एंड देयर फ्रीक्वेंसी में ऑल्सो इंक्रीज। इट मे बी द केस कि पहले 2 ही आते थे पर आज ड्यू टू क्लाइमेट चेंज इन दिनों में लेट्स से 4 आ जाए, 5 आ जाए। सो नंबर बढ़ाएगा और इंटेंसिटी भी बढ़ाएगा एंड एट द सेम टाइम इट वुड लीड टू occurrence of new vulnerabilities as well. 5 साल पहले, 6 साल पहले we hardly used term like GLOF. 5-6 साल पहले ये टर्म सुनने में भी नहीं आता था, ग्लेशियल लेक आउटबर्स्ट फ्लड्स। पर ये ग्लेशियल लेक आउटबर्स्ट फ्लड्स आज बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इशू हो गया है, स्पेशली इन कंट्रीज लाइक इंडिया विच हैव ग्लेशियर्स in the Himalayan region, in the Sikkim, in let's say northeastern states. इन जगहों पे ग्लेशियल्स है और उन ग्लेशियल्स के वजह से हमें ग्लेशियल लेक आउटबर्स्ट फ्लड देखने को मिल रहा है। दिस इज ए न्यू डिजास्टर दैट वी आर एबल टू विटनेस टुडे। ठीक है, एंड दैट इज एट्रीब्यूटेड टू क्लाइमेट चेंज। वो किसका रिजल्ट है? वो रिजल्ट है क्लाइमेट चेंज का। Fine. And poverty, we have already discussed. Poverty and risk to disasters are inextricably linked and mutually reinforcing. Right? We have already discussed that poverty is one of the factors that leads to disasters. ठीक है? But at the same time, अगर disaster आता है तो सबसे vulnerable कौन होगा? सबसे vulnerable poor sections of the society ही होंगे, right? And that's why they are mutually reinforcing. Poverty and disaster are mutually reinforcing. Poverty के वजह से disaster आने में मदद हो सकती है और अगर disaster आता है तो poor section of the society पे ज्यादा impact होगा, they would become more poor and that's why they would again contribute to more disasters. So mutually reinforcing relation है between poverty and disasters. ठीक है, I hope you are able to understand this particular point. ठीक है, fine. If we are writing answers, does we have to explain each point in detail or simply write point? See, Pratibha, it depends on words and it depends on the content that you have. इफ यू हैव गुड कंटेंट, राइट, लेट्स से कोई क्वेश्चन है जो आपके आपके जोन का क्वेश्चन है, यू नो गुड थिंग्स अबाउट दैट पर्टिकुलर क्वेश्चन, देन इट्स बेटर टू राइट इन पॉइंट्स। देन इट्स बेटर टू राइट इन पॉइंट्स, क्यों? क्योंकि उस केस में आपके पास बहुत ज़्यादा कंटेंट है, एंड दैट कंटेंट यू विल बी एबल टू राइट, यू विल बी एबल टू रिफ्लेक्ट इन पॉइंट फॉर्मेट। ठीक है, तो वहाँ पे पॉइंट फॉर्मेट। अगर कोई क्वेश्चन है जहाँ पे आपको छुपना है, where you don't have much content, then you can write, you can explain things a bit, right? पर वो पकड़ लेगा, ऐसा नहीं कि वो पकड़ नहीं लेगा, वो पकड़ लेगा, पर just take to have, let's say, some kind of satisfaction that you have written some pages, तो वो उसके लिए आप थोड़ा सा explain कर सकते हो, पर it's better to write in points. See, this particular topic, Prince, I have already told you, शायद आपने late join किया है, Prince. So this particular topic, disaster management, I have to discuss based on the PPTs. क्यों? क्योंकि ये टॉपिक बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव है, ये टॉपिक बहुत इंफॉर्मेटिव है। उस अगर मैंने आपको वो पीपीटीज पे नहीं पढ़ाया तो मुझे वो लिखवाना पड़ेगा, एंड इन ऑनलाइन क्लासेस लिखवाना इज नॉट वेरी सूटेबल। ठीक है, सो इट्स बेटर टू डिस्कस इट ऑन पीपीटीज। ठीक है, सो दीज आर दी फैक्टर्स दैट मेक इंडिया वल्नरेबल टू डिफरेंट डिजास्टर्स। नाउ इन लास्ट सम ईयर्स, what are the disasters that we have seen in India? ये मैप मुझे उस रिपोर्ट में ही मिला, इट्स नॉट वेरी क्लियर, ये बहुत ज़्यादा क्लियर नहीं है, पर आपको ये एक सफिशिएंट आइडिया दे जाएगा विथ रिस्पेक्ट टू द डिजास्टर्स। ठीक है, फॉर एग्जाम्पल क्लाउड बर्स्ट, राइट, इन जम्मू एंड कश्मीर रीजन वी विटनेस क्लाउड बर्स्ट इन 2010। फिर आपको पता होगा कि भुज अर्थक्वेक आया था इन 2001, देन साइक्लोन इन कच्छ 1998, देन मेजर इवेंट अगर हम बोलेंगे तो डिजास्टर इन भोपाल गैस ट्रेजेडी, देन वी कैन ऑल्सो टॉक अबाउट सुनामी ऑफ 2004, राइट, एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट इवेंट है इंडिया के हिस्ट्री में, सुनामी ऑफ 2004 that we witnessed in the eastern coastal region as well as Andaman and Nicobar region, right? ये आप देख सकते हो। सुपर साइक्लोन, I told you, सुपर साइक्लोन of 1999 had devastating impact on Odisha, leading to loss of more than 10,000 people, right? फिर फ्लड्स आते रहते हैं नदन बेल्ट में, right? Then floods in Assam, Bihar are also important events, right? And then droughts of 2002, droughts of 2009, heat waves and cold waves. Fine. So all these, even there was one earthquake in Maharashtra in 1993, and that is earthquake of Latur. ठीक है, ये सारे आपको एक आइडिया देंगे, दिस मैप विल गिव यू आइडिया what kind of disasters we have witnessed in India, and based on this you will be able to understand the disaster profile of India as well. ठीक है, सो ये सारे different disasters है जो इंडिया ने witness किए थे, right? You can see the avalanche also occurred in 2005 in the erstwhile, पहले जो state था जम्मू एंड कश्मीर, उस state में, and today's union territories of Jammu and Kashmir and Ladakh. Fine, I hope it is clear. ठीक है, so that is what is disaster profile of India. Next now let us discuss why disasters occur. Now थोड़ा सा ये important discussion है, so please focus here. Poverty causes disaster, lead to suffering of poor people. What to? Irony. What is? Yes, that is the irony. That is the life that. See, life is full of irony, isn't it? If poverty and disaster are mutually reinforcing, it means disasters are more frequent in developing countries as compared to developed countries. Yes, you can say that. Yes, you can say that, Shreya. Poverty and disaster, as they are mutually reinforcing, it is least developed countries and developing countries that are more vulnerable to the occurrence of disasters. All are compulsory or not? ये नहीं समझा विवेक, व्हाट यू आर टॉकिंग अबाउट, व्हाट इज कंपल्सरी? आपने जो पढ़ा है वो इम्पोर्टेंट है क्या? थोड़ा पीडीएफ में से लिखना पड़ेगा। सी, पीडीएफ इज व्हाट यू शुड रिलाई अपॉन। फोकस ऑन द लेक्चर्स, फोकस ऑन द लेक्चर्स, बिकॉज जो भी पीडीएफ में होगा मैं वो एक्सप्लेन करूंगा, एंड देन गो थ्रू द पीडीएफ, go through the PDF, try to incorporate recent examples later on. ठीक है? Disasters all are compulsory. No, see, I told you that NDMA ने खुद से 8-9 डिजास्टर पे ही रिपोर्ट दिया है. So our focus will be on those disasters only, not on all disasters. ठीक है? It's not possible for us to discuss all those disasters mentioned by the high-powered committee. Fine. So, why disasters occur? Let us try to understand this particular point. हमने ये देखा कि disasters क्या होते हैं, right? What are disasters? Disasters are those events that may be that are in the form of mishap, grave occurrence, that may occur because of natural or human causes, that may have impact on life, property, and environment, and that may be the events which are beyond the coping capacity of that particular community. ये होता है disaster. पर वो occur क्यों होता है? Why it occurs? So let us try to understand. We'll be continuing for 10 more minutes. So why disaster occur? A disaster is a result of combination of certain factors. Which are those factors? First is hazard, right? Disaster is a combination of factors like hazard. It is a combination of factors like vulnerability and insufficient capacity to reduce the potential chances of risk, right? So disaster hota kyun hai? For the occurrence of disaster, we need to have certain factors. First is hazard. What exactly is a hazard? So try to understand. Hazard may be defined as a dangerous condition or event that have the potential for causing injury to life or damage to property or the environment, right? What is hazard? It is that event with the potential to cause injury to life or damage to environment. Matlab kya? Let me explain this, how hazard is different from a disaster, why hazard is considered as a condition, as a prerequisite for the occurrence of disaster. So please be focused here. ये term बहुत important है. So you should be aware of the difference between hazard and disaster. ठीक है, पहले मैं hazard क्या है ये समझाता हूँ. For example, मान लेते एक एरिया है जहां पे there is no human habitation. In this area, no human habitation. There is no human habitation in this particular area. And in this particular area, earthquake occurs. In this particular area, earthquake occurs. Okay? In this area, there is no human habitation, and in this area, earthquake has struck. As no human beings are living in this particular area, it will not lead to loss. It will not lead to loss. Fine. But does this earthquake has a potential to lead to some loss to life, property, if that area had life or property? Yes, of course. पर हमने कंडीशन डाली थी कि इस एरिया में कोई ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन नहीं है, तो इस एरिया में अगर अर्थक्वेक आएगा तो वहां पे कोई लॉस नहीं होगा, तो उस एरिया के लिए हम अर्थक्वेक को क्या कहेंगे? हजार्ड. Earthquake in this particular area has a potential to cause damage. But as that area does not have human life, does not have property, it will not lead to loss. And that's why we can say that it only has the potential to cause loss. But उसने इस एरिया में लॉस नहीं किया है, पर उसमें पोटेंशियल है, तो that would be considered as a hazard. Are you able to understand this point? Hazard is a kind of event that has the potential to cause impact, that has the potential to cause, let's say, negative impact on property or life. Okay, that is what is hazard. And what is disaster? What is disaster? Now, can we say that for the occurrence of disaster, we need to have hazard? अगर डिजास्टर ऑकर होना है तो हजार्ड जरूरी है क्या? यस, इट इज रिक्वायर्ड. यस, इट इज रिक्वायर्ड. सो एग्जाम्पल तो दे रहा हूं विवेक. अर्थक्वेक अगर किसी एरिया में आता है जहां पे कोई ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन नहीं है, तो उस अर्थक्वेक को हम कहेंगे हजार्ड. फाइन, दैट वुड बी कॉल्ड एज हजार्ड. Disaster, how it is different from hazard? For the occurrence of disaster, we need this hazard. But in this case, this hazard should lead to loss of life or property. It should lead to loss of life or property. Fine. And that's why we say that for the occurrence of disaster, we should have occurrence of hazard. Right? Occurrence of hazard hona chahiye. And that occurrence of hazard should lead to loss of life and property. Then only we can say that disaster has occurred. Right? Simply put, occurrence of earthquake in an area where there is no human life is considered as a hazard. ठीक है, occurrence of earthquake in an area where there is no human life is considered as a hazard. But occurrence of same earthquake in an area where human life is there is called as disaster. Are you able to understand this point? This point is very important point. This point is very important point. Hazard is an event with the potential to cause damage. उसमें पोटेंशियल है, पर अगर उस एरिया में कोई लाइफ नहीं है, कोई ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन नहीं है, तो वो इंपैक्ट करेगा? नहीं करेगा. क्यों? क्योंकि वहां पे लाइफ ही नहीं है, प्रॉपर्टी ही नहीं है. ठीक है, बट इट हैज ए पोटेंशियल. ठीक है, पर वो हजार्ड जब ऐसे किसी एरिया में आता है जहां पे ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन है, तो उससे ह्यूमन लाइफ को डैमेज हो जाएगा. Then we can consider that earthquake as a disaster. Are you able to understand this point? Everyone, please comment. Everyone. Otherwise, you comment a lot. Now, please tell me, have you understood this particular point? What is the difference between hazard and disaster? ठीक है? Yes, fine. So, what is hazard? What is hazard? So I'm reading these points. Hazard may be defined as a dangerous condition or event. हमारे एग्जाम्पल में earthquake. That have the potential for causing injury to life or damage to property or the environment. वो potential है उसमें कि लाइफ को, प्रॉपर्टी को या एनवायरमेंट को डैमेज करे. ठीक है, so that is what is hazard. Earthquake, floods, volcanic eruptions, landslide, drought, etc. are all called as a natural hazard before they cause great loss of life and damage to property. Right? कोई भी event, कोई भी let's say natural event like volcanic eruption, floods, earthquakes, landslide, drought, can we call them hazard? Yes, of course, all they are hazard. Yes, of course, all they are hazard. But they are hazard before they cause any damage. Before they cause any damage, they would be called as hazard. पर उन events की वजह से अगर कोई loss होता है, तो वो किस कैटेगरी में आ जाएंगे? They will fall in the category of disaster. ठीक है? So all these events are hazard before they cause any damage. Natural hazard cause great loss to human life and economy are called disasters. ऐसे natural hazards, all these are natural hazards, all these are natural hazards. When they cause any loss to human life or property, they would be termed as disaster. They would be termed as disaster. Yes, poverty is a kind of, you can consider that it is a financial hazard. पर हम और एक टर्म देखेंगे, सिर्फ hazard यही टर्म नहीं देखनी है हमें. Why? Because hazard is a term that is used in the context of natural events mostly. ठीक है, वो मोस्टली नेचुरल इवेंट्स के कॉन्टेक्स्ट में यूज होता है. पर हम एक टर्म देखने वाले हैं और एक, मे बी टुमारो, इट इज वल्नरेबिलिटी. तो वल्नरेबिलिटी में आप यूज कर सकते हो पॉवर्टी, रामकरण. ठीक है, सो दैट इज व्हाट इज हजार्ड. फाइन. हाँ, सो दिस इज सिंपल ओनली, राइट? दिस सिंपल ओनली, प्रिंस. See, and that's why I'm saying that PDF is not the sole thing. PDF is not the sole thing. You also need to be focused in the classroom so that you can understand the things that are written in the PDF. All hazards can be disaster, but all disasters cannot be hazard. No, Raj. No, all hazards are not disaster. अगर अर्थक्वेक किसी रिमोट एरिया में आ गया जहां पे लाइफ नहीं है, तो हम उसे डिजास्टर कहेंगे क्या? नहीं कहेंगे, राइट? ऑल हजार्ड्स आर नॉट डिजास्टर्स. ऑल हजार्ड्स आर नॉट डिजास्टर्स. फाइन. सो दैट पॉइंट शुड बी वेरी क्लियर. अगर अर्थक्वेक किसी एरिया में आता है जहां पे कोई लाइफ ही नहीं है, तो वो डिजास्टर होगा क्या? नहीं होगा. डिजास्टर के लिए लॉस होना जरूरी है. लॉस कैन बी ऑफ लाइफ, प्रॉपर्टी और एनवायरमेंट. ठीक है, सो दैट इज व्हाट इज हजार्ड. नाउ लेट मी डिफाइन. थोड़ा सा टाइम है तो हम डिफाइन कर ही देते हैं वल्नरेबिलिटी एज वेल. ठीक है, वल्नरेबिलिटी. व्हाट इज वल्नरेबिलिटी? वल्नरेबिलिटी मींस ससेप्टिबिलिटी. वल्नरेबिलिटी क्या होती है? ससेप्टिबिलिटी होती है किसी भी एरिया की, किसी भी इंसान की, वो ससेप्टिबिलिटी होती है. मतलब क्या? मतलब उस एरिया में अगर कोई नेचुरल हजार्ड आता है, तो उस एरिया में कितना लॉस होगा वो डिटरमाइन करने के लिए हमें एक पैरामीटर है, एंड दैट पैरामीटर कैन बी कंसिडर्ड एज वल्नरेबिलिटी. राइट? सो हाउ इट कैन बी डिफाइंड? इट कैन बी डिफाइंड एज ए कंडीशन that increases the susceptibility of a community to the impact of hazard. Right? So let me discuss this point now. What is vulnerability? It is the condition that increases susceptibility of the community to the impact of hazard. Fine. मान लेते हैं ये earthquake आया है. ये earthquake आया किसी रीजन में जहां पे ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन है. ठीक है, फाइन. सो मैं थोड़ा सा मॉडिफाई कर रहा हूं इसको. अभी हम एग्जाम्पल इसका डिस्कस कर रहे हैं, वल्नरेबिलिटी का. हम वल्नरेबिलिटी के बारे में डिस्कस कर रहे हैं अभी. ठीक है, सो मान लेते हैं अर्थक्वेक आ गया ऐसे रीजन में जहां पे ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन है, जहां पे ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन है. ठीक है, अभी हम इस ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन को दो हिस्सों में बांट देंगे. इस ह्यूमन हैबिटेशन में जहां पे अर्थक्वेक आया है, एक हिस्से में जो लोग रह रहे, दे हैव वुडन कंस्ट्रक्शन. उनका कंस्ट्रक्शन कौन सा है? वुडन कंस्ट्रक्शन. ठीक है, एक हिस्से में वुडन कंस्ट्रक्शन है लोगों का, और जो दूसरे पार्ट में रहते हैं उस एरिया में लोग, दे हैव कॉन्क्रीट construction. They have concrete construction. Can you please tell me in which area people are more susceptible to loss? Can you please tell me in which area people are more susceptible to loss? वुडन एरिया में. जहां पे वुडन के घर है उस एरिया में ज्यादा लॉस होगा। वुडन कंस्ट्रक्शन, कंक्रीट कंस्ट्रक्शन, कंक्रीट। दो लोग अभी तक वुडन कह रहे हैं, दो कंक्रीट कह रहे हैं। ठीक है, कंक्रीट कंक्रीट। कोस्टल एरिया नहीं है वो, कंक्रीट है, कंक्रीट कंक्रीट कंक्रीट। यस, इट इज कंक्रीट एरिया, कंक्रीट कंस्ट्रक्शन जहां पे है वहां पे ज्यादा लॉस होगा। क्यों? क्यों? बिकॉज इन केस अर्थक्वेक ऑकर, और मान लेते हैं अर्थक्वेक की इंटेंसिटी थोड़ी ज्यादा है, तो वो जो कंस्ट्रक्शन होगा वो गिर जाएगा, दैट कंस्ट्रक्शन विल फॉल। एंड इफ दैट कंस्ट्रक्शन इज ऑफ कंक्रीट, ऑब्वियसली जो लोग रह रहे उस एरिया में वहां पे ज्यादा लॉस होगा। पर अगर वुडन का कंस्ट्रक्शन गिर भी जाता है, देर इज ए चांस दैट लेसर डैमेज वुड ऑकर इन दैट पर्टिकुलर एरिया। सो इस एग्जाम्पल में हम कह सकते हैं क्या, इन लोगों की वल्नरेबिलिटी ज्यादा है टू द नेचुरल हजार्ड ऑफ अर्थक्वेक, टू द नेचुरल हजार्ड ऑफ अर्थक्वेक? Yes, we can say that. People living in an area with concrete construction are more vulnerable, are more susceptible to loss if a natural hazard like earthquake occur in that particular area. ठीक है? So point is very clear. Point is very clear that vulnerability increases the intensity ऑफ दैट पर्टिकुलर डिजास्टर। ये लोग ज्यादा वल्नरेबल है और इसी वजह से डिजास्टर की इंटेंसिटी यहां पे ज्यादा होगी। यस, सिमिलर टू सेंसिटिविटी, बट जो सी एवरी सब्जेक्ट, उमा, एवरी सब्जेक्ट हैज इट्स ओन टर्म्स, ट्राई टू यूज दोज टर्म्स। यहां पे इट इज वल्नरेबिलिटी, सो यूज वल्नरेबिलिटी इंस्टेड ऑफ लेट्स से सेंसिटिविटी दैट यू आर राइटिंग। ठीक है, तो concrete area more losses because of the concrete, ठीक है। आफ्टर रिस्ट्रिक्शन क्लियरेंस ऑफ कंक्रीट ऑल्सो मैनी, ठीक है, पोल्यूशन भी हो जाएगा, पर वो बाद की बात है जगदीश। पीपल इन जापान मेड हाउसेस फ्रॉम वुड टू डील विथ रेगुलर अर्थक्वेक। yes, so Japan में they have started use of wooden construction. Fine, so that is what is vulnerability. We have not completed our discussion of vulnerability. I've just defined this term. So make sure, so मैं PPTs आपको भेज दूंगा. I'll ask the team to upload it. Make sure you go through the discussion that we have had. Today we'll be stopping here. Tomorrow we'll continue with this particular point of vulnerability. ठीक है, कल ये कंप्लीट करके फिर दूसरे क्लास के PDF पे शिफ्ट हो जाएंगे. Fine, I hope it is clear. ठीक है. Vulnerability is a susceptibility of an area of people, of community to the occurrence of natural hazard. Pratibha. It is susceptibility to the hazards. Fine, Sandeep. Thank you. ठीक है बच्चों, so see you in the environment and ecology class. We'll stop here today. ठीक है, I'll make sure that the PDF is delivered to you. Fine. Thank you. Thank you. Done.